It's Bola again, and welcome to Bolou Rants Lagos on Bola's Perspective. If you've been following my introductory videos, Bolou Rants Lagos is basically about Bolo ranting about life as a young lady living in Lagos, Nigeria, work, the ups and downs, So today we will be ranting on a problem or incident that happen year in, year out within the November-December period, right? This is the one chance and fraud period, right? So I will be discussing my experiences in one chance. I have experienced this several times, twice, and as a victim of this incident, I thought to share my own experience to people. I know that it may not be 100% helpful, but at least it will help you identify the tactics that are being used by these people, some of the tactics rather, because my own experience is not the only kind of way these people operate, right? By the end of this video, probably after you must have had my own experience, you will be moved enough to want to share your own experience with people so that they can also realize themselves when they are in such a situation. It will help, if you ask me, right? Because sometime last week I woke up and I really thought about sharing this because I knew it is timely. It's timely for such a content to go out. And when I visited Facebook that morning, the very first post I saw was the post from a Facebook influencer, BMP, ranting about how her cousin just faced such an issue, right? And it was heartbreaking for me to see that someone else had gone through what I had gone through years ago. And I was like, yeah, this is timely. It just has to go out, right? The first time I ever experienced these people was in 2020 in Port Harcourt, December 21st, 2020 to be precise. I had just gone to Aba with my friend and we're on our way back, because I was, as a side hustle, I was selling shoes, bags, and clothes. So my friend and I decided to take a last trip for the year because we had a sales that had passed. So people had dedicated money to us to get things for them. And we were on our way from Aba into Port Harcourt, and we got into Port Harcourt at around 8 to 9 thereabout. To be precise, the exact location was Eleme bus stop. That was where the bus from Aba dropped us off, right? While we were there, a lot of other persons that had come from Aba with us, they started leaving. So a taxi came stopped right in front of us, and we told him where we're going to. He said 100 naira, and we're like, we had 50 naira. He did not even argue. He just said enter, and I was like, okay. And then when we were about boarding this vehicle, I noticed that the taxi was full, with only one space, chance for only one person. So there were 3 women at the back and 1 man in front with the driver, making it 5 persons when we boarded the vehicle. And I brought this up to the driver. I said, Oga, this thing will be 2, now only 1 space remain. He said, no worry, somebody will be dropping in front. And because where we were, Eleme, if you're very familiar with Port Harcourt, you will know that Eleme bus stop is not a place for anybody to be at night. So we were torn between letting this particular man drive away and us staying and waiting for another vehicle. And with the way everybody were just hurriedly leaving, I did not want to take the chances of knowing what will happen if we let this taxi driver leave us and we start looking for another one, judging that it was already late, right? So I dismissed the thought of whatever that was in my head, and we boarded this vehicle. We had just moved a little when the driver was like, one of the doors was not properly shut, and he stated that, because I sat in front, and he stated that it was my own door. Then I opened it. So I was there. I opened it and I closed the door immediately while the vehicle was still in motion. And the next thing, the man seated beside me started screaming, "My hand, my hand." And I panicked. I was like, okay, what's happening? So I tried to open the door while this vehicle was still in motion. Guess what? The door refused to open. This made me to panic more, and I kept panicking. I kept trying to open the door. My friend from the back, she was like, open the door, and I couldn't, because the door was refusing to open. I didn't know that while all of this whole chaos was going on with the door and the man screaming, "My hand," the driver or whoever had put their hands into my bag and had taken my phone. I don't know. I think that's exactly what they did to my friend too. I don't know. And when they must have succeeded in stealing my phone, he stopped the vehicle. Immediately he stopped the vehicle, I was able to open the door and I got down. My friend also got down. She, on the other hand, left all her properties inside the vehicle, the goods we bought, everything. She left it inside the vehicle. While when I got down, I carried my handbag and the goods that I bought when I got down. And then I saw this man bleeding. That's the surprising thing. Like, how? Right? So I was panicking. I was like, huh? He's bleeding. And in the blink of an eye, all of these things just happened so fast. And before I knew it, they zoomed off without even closing the door. By the time I realized what was going on, they had gone. I was in shock. I stood there, not even understanding what was going on. This robbery happened on a flyover, right? We were at the top of the flyover. Now, my friend had already realized that we had been robbed. When I checked my bag, I didn't see my phone. So before we boarded that vehicle, I had hidden my second phone within my body. I don't know why I did that. I just did. And I had called my dad immediately I got to Port Harcourt that, "Dad, I'm close to the house and I'm safe." Because he was really worried. As at 7, 8, I was not yet in Port Harcourt, so he was really worried. So immediately I got to Port Harcourt, I called him. I was like, I'm in Port Harcourt, so he was okay. So I was still in shock. My friend had ran. So they were a set of men and a vehicle that was parked on that flyover, and they were just there. And then she ran to them. And then I, on the other hand, I was now trying to make a call because I had friends that live around the area where this robbery happened. So I decided to try and call them to see if any of them can come to our rescue or something. So it was when I brought out the second phone, someone just came to me and was like, "Oh yeah, bring her." So I don't know how it all happened, but I know I threw the bag I was holding, the goods I bought, I threw it into the bush. Then I knelt down and surrounded everything. I don't know. I surrounded everything that I owned to them, my bag, my phones, the second phone that I had, I gave them. I knelt down. I don't know why I did that. I didn't just have that strength to struggle with anybody. My friend decided that the only property in her that she had at that period was a sling handbag. She held it dearly. And that was how these people planked her on her face. She just released whatever was on her, the bag. She gave it to them. "Oh yeah, take before you kill me." And immediately they left, I picked up my bag that I flinged into the bush, and then I went to the middle of the road. I knelt down and I started crying. I shouted, like, help, help. So I know this is not part of the one chance incident. This is the aftermath of everything. I just want to narrate how I came out of it so I don't keep you hanging, right, and in your thoughts. So when I did that, kneeling down in front of the middle of the road and shouting at everyone, someone parked, and he was like, entered my vehicle, let's go. That he saw when they were robbing us. And I was, at that point when he made that statement, I was scared. I was like, what? No, I'm not entering. So it was me putting one foot in and coming down and saying no. Then I was like, Oga, nothing there again to rob. I have been stripped up of all valuables, so nothing there will now help. If you want help us rather than coming to steal your own, because we have been robbed twice in one night in same place. So it was something, it was traumatizing enough for me to now want to trust someone else again in that same area, right? And so finally I was able to board the vehicle. So I wear medicated lenses. While the second robbery was going on, my glasses fell off my face. So I just told him, let's go and look for my glasses. So we turned, because I went to this other side, whereas the robbery took place on the left hand side. So we turned, and using the headlights, I was able to find my glasses. And then it dawned on me that I was with someone. I started looking for my friend. My friend had run away, I don't know where, just somewhere a little far away from where I was. She met some Aboki people and she was just narrating what happened to her and screaming and all of that. And I had to shout at her like, oh, madam, come here, Jare. Because I know if she still had valuables on her, those people she ran to would have still robbed her again. So that was how we were rescued, and we took her to the pharmacy because she was badly injured on her face. So we had to just, and all of that. The aftermath of that experience was not something to even, each time I remember it, I feel like crying. Why? Because I lost a lot. My phone used to be my everything. Like, I had everything inside my phone, and it's not now that I now know how to back up my data. Then I rarely back up data, and I am someone who changes passwords every now and then, and that was how I even forgot passwords to some very important emails and all of that. And one thing I would say that helped me overcome that incident was the fact that I had memorized numbers in my head, numbers of my parents, numbers of my siblings. This is so that in case of emergencies, you would always have that one person to call. That there are different other tactics. This is just 1 out of 100. They never change. I still see people talk about it. Same tactics, same locations in Port Harcourt. Now, this is happening in big cities like Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja. And I just feel like if you are in an environment and your instinct says something, listen to your instinct, trust your instinct, because your instinct will never betray you. It's better safe than sorry. So it's better you took that caution that your instinct had notified you of than to dismiss it and be sorry.